Hello, besties. It's me, Internet Dad, here with a little update. Let's see. Yeah, I gotta do some cleaning. Just came back from a weekend away. It's kind of a off-cycle update because I'll be doing a wrap up for the month soon. Um, it's been a really weird month because I've had a lot of professional development that I wasn't planning. I've developed. I'm still developing. I'm doing well. Um, didn't get a water. I should have brought water. But I just wanted to drop in a little note here because I haven't been on in a week or so. Went to a wedding. It was great. Brother-in-law got married. Lovely. Reminds me how much I like being around people, especially when it's just like the not really not really a thing that I'm like. I like playing D&D. I have little notes here, and that's like intentional, but like unstructured, like just hanging out for a few days at a cabin with family. That is also great. So I'm gonna try something, set something up for their spring break. I'm hoping to have some fun with that. But yes, so this month I'm prepping for two launches on Royal Road and Novelizing. I am 60% of the way through Blood Rights and Blood Wrongs, which is going to be a novella length. And I am about 10 chapters into Skill Spear, which gives me 3 days of lead time because that is going to be my new main fiction. It is a time looper. I'm having a lot of fun with it. I'm getting a lot of inspiration from Stubborn Skill Grinder in a time loop by Rodin X and by current series that I'm reading right now, which is um, the Hierarchy series. Which, my goodness, every time they reveal something new, I'm just like, what? So I'm really enjoying the Hierarchy series by James Islington right now because the book came out and I finally get a chance to finish it. Got 6 hours left. I listened to it on my commute at the gym, and it is a very long book. And every chapter is just like amazing. But anyway, so Skill Sphere is about a guy who's going through a time loop. It is a post-apocalyptic Roman-esque society where there are demons and goblins, but the apocalypse happened a while ago. And he wakes up. He's in an arena. He's a bookie at an arena. I've seen so many arena brawlers. He does not want to be a brawler. He wants to be the guy who takes the gambling money and then gives him the cash, and he sets the rates. We start off with that, and then like in the first loop, demons open up a gate there. He gets a special skill, the skill swap skill. He swaps with somebody for something, and then the loop is reset for like an hour. And that is basically all the information I've given him. There is a whole like system of governance behind it. I've done just a little bit of world building. I'm not going to do extensive world building. As I build it out, I will. But it's going to be a very similar world to the Hierarchy series, except that instead of like will, they're going to have skill gems. But yeah. So, question for you is: are you doing Launchpalooza? Do you want to do the next one? I'm going to be doing a survey, so I'm going to have to ask the guys that participated in how they liked it. A lot of guys actually went through the whole thing. There are a few people that just dropped out recently, but also some of them launched and then dropped out, or some of them decided they didn't want to do the whole thing. They just couldn't itch. But basically, like we've been prepping this stuff for like 8 months. I might have changed horses midstream to do two, but like the focus is on did you spend the time to get ready, right? I would love to have 150 chapters done, but I know that I'm writing this series. I'm intending to make it a trilogy, roughly 150 chapters. That is what I'm trying to do. That's what I set out to do. That means that I will be finished with that before March. And then I will start writing the next series, which is going to land in June, because I need some time where I can just work on dev edits for the stuff that I already have out, because I want to get everything that I released in 2025 on Railroad into print and ebook in 2026, and maybe audiobooks. And I'm just ready for that. And I realized that I've got too much going on because I want to go back. I have to do a lot of dev edits. I've sent stuff to my dev editors. I'm waiting on some dev edits, specifically series dev edits for Nascent Soul Child. Waiting on that. That should be done soon. And then Caravan dev edits and Bodega Cat dev edits, which is like, that is 11 books. 10 books because I've already done one. But it's 11 books that I have to go back and dev edit. I'm just like, I'm just have to get the notes and do it. But like, I only have notes for one, which means there's 9 more that are remaining. But that's my process. I need to work it into the process because I've been writing a lot, and now I need to release a lot. And then once it is released, I no longer have to carry about the dev edits or editing, right? I can just be like, it's out there, check out my series. I'm about to have a 4-book series out, and probably in 2026 I will have a trilogy out and a 4-book series out. And if this one does really well, then I will make a longer series. But who knows? Because I'm hoping that this does really well, but I don't know. But anyway, so Bodega Cat, my current series, my current only series that is posting 3 times a week, is in its last book. And I wrote a lot about the intricacies of squirrels as a gang and pigeons as a gang, assuming they've got sentience, and how they have their own little hierarchical societies and their own wants and needs within the larger picture of New York City politics post-apocalypse. And if that is interesting to you, you should read Bodega Cat, which is posting its 4th book on Railroad. I cannot believe I'm saying this. It is inspired by The Power Broker, which is a book about Robert Moses, who was the architect of many New York City bridges and tunnels. Basically, his job was to make things happen, or like that's what he thought his job was, to make big projects happen, and he did it. And I think that like we as a society have gotten away from like this whole like build a lot. We need to build more railways and tunnels and all that stuff, because if you don't do it constantly, you're not actually doing it, and that's just like my personal thing. So yes, there is a big thing about accessible water. I always like to consider like, how are these guys actually eating and drinking in my books? So I included that. And wouldn't you know it, there are some good videos about the New York City aqueduct that you should look up, that are very informative. And I only did like a surface level like explanation, but like, let's just say like I did some real world research for this book, and you'll be very happy, because when the water gets cut off because, you know, whatever reason, then all of a sudden bagel is the only game in town. And as the evil landlord cat, of course he knows what's going to happen. They're going to come down for water. But yeah, so I'm really enjoying that. I'm hoping that this does a good thing. I've gotten a 3rd and 4th page done for a manga. It is very expensive. It's like $100 a page. I'm just doing a trial with an artist I like. So you might see the thumbnail of this will probably be a picture of the manga. However, I do not know. I'm going to do a breakdown of how manga costs are, because basically it doesn't make sense unless you are the artist. If every page, yeah. In brief, if you want to have a manga made, roughly each page is $100, or $20 to $25 a panel, which is black and white, which means that if for a standard book of 190 pages, that was 100, that's $19,000 to make one book, which means you'd have to sell thousands of books. You'd probably have to sell 10,000 books, whatever, 5,000 books to recoup that, because that's expensive to make. But I am just gonna pay for one page a week and enjoy it, and then see how it takes, see how it goes, because there's a difference between writing, where you have the interiority of the dialogue, and comic books, where you have to kind of like show things in a different way. You can't do the interiority, and I think that that's very striking in a difference. Like, I understand how they tell stories in print, and I understand how audiobooks, like they can kind of like bring it to life. I understand how series like podcasts can explain what's going on, but like seeing how each medium treats its stuff, and I'm just like, this is opening my mind to the possibilities of how this could actually work. But yeah, so I might turn that into a webtoon. But the intent is to just do a few pages and then put it up for Patreon people to check out. And then eventually, I would love to make it a manga, but I don't know how that's going to be, because the transliteration, or the translation from prose to page, is very interesting, and I'm learning a lot. So like, even if I don't finish that, I am going to learn a lot. I'm going to do a 32-page ebook, hopefully, of it, and I will release it to people on Patreon. But I don't know. So one of the things I like to think about is when people come to me and they're like, "Hey, I want to see my book in print," and I'm just like, the market isn't ebooks and audiobooks, so I can't turn a manga into an audiobook. I can turn a manga into an ebook and a print book, right? It'll be hard to get into stores because I have to do distribution, but I don't know that my artist can produce that fast. So this is more likely going to be a Kickstarter thing if it spins out. Then I could just pay him. Having this great art. Um, and get some art up here on my wall, but I'm starting to pack up to move to my next wherever I'm going. But yeah, that's what's going on. December 6th is going to be a big day. We do big launches. I hope that you take a look at my stuff there, and if not, a bunch of friends of mine are going to be dropping stuff that's all like the caliber is like caliber, where some of them I'm like, you need to pitch it to a publisher like tomorrow, type of thing. Check it out, besties. I'll do a wrap up of November soon, probably December, and then I have to do my year-end wrap up after that. I'll probably do year-end wrap up before I go on a holiday break. We'll see. Keep on going.